Hello everyone, so we are from group 9 and we're going to present about ARTIC Sea Ice Biogeochemistry, and this is our group member.
For the introduction, Arctic sea ice is rapidly declined with both seasonal and maximum and minimum extent decreasing significantly in recent years. In September 2024, Arctic sea ice reached a minimum extent of 4.28 million km, the seventh lowest in the 46-year satellite record. All the 18 lowest extents have occurred in the last 18 years. Sea ice loss impact the global climate by reducing the albedo effect, which otherwise help reflect sunlight and slow global warming.
Biogeochemistry is how elements like carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen cycle through living things in the earth and the atmosphere. In the Arctic, sea ice isn't just about the frozen water, it's a dynamic system where these elements move between the ocean below and the air above. This exchange helps regulate our planet climate and support unique life forms within the ice. So by understanding Arctic sea ice biogeochemistry, it helps us to predict climate change and protect a fragile ecosystem. Let's explore the interaction of biogeochemistry component in the Arctic environment, focusing on the carbon dioxide, biological process, and the snow ice system. First, carbon dioxide uptake and release are critical in the ocean atmosphere exchange. The solubility and the biological cycles regulate how much carbon is absorbed or emitted, affecting a climate balance. Next, snow layers and melt pond influence in nutrient flow. As snow melts, it forms ponds and control light penetration and nutrient transport within the sea ice ecosystem. Biological processes like photosynthesis by microalgae and the activity of microorganisms drive the cycling of the carbon and other elements linking the ocean surface to the deeper layer. So together, this process like carbon dioxide exchange, snow ice dynamic, and biological cycling shape the Arctic biogeochemistry and its role in the global climate system.
As Arctic sea ice melt ponds form on the surface and absorb more sunlight, which causes the ice to melt even faster from both the top and the bottom, and this melting now begins earlier in the year. Inside this ice, microbes and algae experience stress as their environment changes. Some move into melt pond or ocean water, and this affects how they grow and interact with the other sea life. With thinner ice, more sunlight can reach the water below. This helps algae grow in the spring, but their growth slows down when there are not enough nutrients, which affects how much food is available in the ecosystem. Sympathetic organisms like ice algae live on the sea ice and can do photosynthesis early in the season using low light and carbon dioxide, forming the base of the Arctic food web. The type of algae that grow depend on the light. Different algae use different color of light, and as the ice becomes thinner, more light type pass through, which changes which algae can survive. Lastly, Ikaite has only recently been discovered in sea ice. It forms in salty brine pockets during freezing and stores carbon dioxide in solid form. When the ice melts, the Ikaite dissolve and release chemicals into the ocean, which changes how carbon dioxide moves between the ocean and in the air.
The Arctic sea ice, a dynamic environment where chemistry and biology intertwine. Several key factors drive its unique biogeochemistry. First, the seasonal freeze-thaw cycle. Freezing forms brine channel liquid microhabitats where microbes enable reaction like ammonia and metal cycling. Second, solar radiation and the polar light cycle. Summer light boosts ice algae, increasing oxygen and nutrients. Winter darkness slow the process. Third, brine channel and microhabitats. Salt implosion create this cool, salty zone where microbes process nutrient, enabling sulfur cycling and organic breakdown. Fourth, external nutrient input from the trapped seawater, snowfall and river runoff affect the ice chemistry and microbial life. Fifth, microbial communities adapt the extreme, driving carbon fixation, nutrients recycling, and producing climate-active gas. Finally, gas exchange dynamics. Ice trap and release gas influenced by brine channel impacting the greenhouse gas impact.
The positive impact of Arctic sea ice is a nutrient cycling and primary production. Sea ice hosts the brine channel that trap and circulate essential nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and silica, which are vital for the growth of sympathetic algae, which are the primary producer in the Arctic. When ice melts during warmer months, it releases nutrients into the ocean, stimulate the phytoplankton bloom. These blooms are the foundation of Arctic food web. Any changes in the structure or nutrient content of sea ice can have a direct effect on marine productivity, leading to disruption in a food web and decreasing the species abundance. The negative impact of Arctic sea ice is the ecological impact and marine life. Many Arctic species, including sympatric algae and amphipods, rely on the sea ice for habitat, breeding, and feeding. As the sea ice reduces, these species are forced to adapt, migrate, or face population decline. Vulnerable species like polar bear, which depend on the ice for their life cycles, are particularly at the risk. The loss of ice-dependent species disrupt the Arctic food web, which can affect the global marine biodiversity and food security.
Case Study 1, The Future of Arctic Sea Ice Biogeochemistry and Ice-Associated Ecosystem by Lanuzel et al. Arctic sea ice regions show diverse conditions due to various environmental factors. Regional differences affect biogeochemical and ecosystem of Arctic sea ice. Changes in environmental conditions. Altered sea ice properties have cascading effects on Arctic marine ecosystems. For example, light drives algal growth. High albedo of ice reflects solar radiation, limiting light penetration. Hence, changes in ice thickness influence algal responses. For future expectations, open ocean conditions may favor phytoplankton growth and shift species composition. Regional variations in primary production is expected, with Central Basin seeing the largest increase. Lastly, Eastern Arctic productivity may be constrained by nutrient availability and habitat loss.
Hi, my name is Sarah. So today I'm going to talk about study case 2 by Jorgensen 2021. In Arctic fjord sediment, bacteria are the main tiny living things and can stay active even near 0 degrees Celsius. They help break down dead plants and animals, turning them into carbon dioxide. So two types are bacteria that use sulfate and iron to live. These microbes help recycle important elements like carbon, sulfur, iron, and manganese. Near glacier, there's a lot of fine sediment, so iron and manganese ratio are strong. Farther from the glacier, sulfate use is more common. Sea ice also play a role by affecting water mixing and oxygen levels, especially in winter and spring. So even though this study focused on sediment, sea ice indirectly influence the biogeochemical process. Next, climate change is melting glacier. So less sediment goes into the fjords. This changes the chemistry of sediment, how bacteria work. Warmer water also change the type and amount of organic matter reaching the seafloor, affecting carbon cycling. Overall, bacteria and glacier change shape Arctic sediment life.
For the conclusion, Arctic sea ice control important oceanic and atmospheric biogeochemical cycle by moving carbon and nutrient, supporting microbial ecosystem. The second is this process help Arctic life and affect global climate through the biological carbon pump. For the summary, Arctic sea ice is shrinking fast due to climate warming, which causes more ocean heat to be absorbed and speed up global warming. The second is the loss of ice also increase greenhouse gas emission and affect atmospheric chemistry, making Arctic change important for the global climate.